Hello and welcome to Colouring with Colourful Crafts. I'm sorry I wasn't around the last few days. I've been working a bit on some colouring pages and I just simply ran out of time to film. But with that being said, I am back today primarily with the January hashtag scavenger hunt, which I have decided to use this book for. It is hosted by Colourful Mother of Three and the hashtag is scavenger hunt Japanese Korean colouring 26. So basically what we have to do is to find a page from a Japanese Korean colouring book, which I have, as you know, purchased recently, that has either a cosy feeling, a polar bear, mittens or gloves, or rosy pinched cheeks, so the rosy glow that you get in your cheeks when you're a bit cold. So yeah, the basic idea behind this is to find a page with those included in it, or with one or two of those included in it, or just even one of them. So I have got here Four Seasons Ivy and the Green, and I am going to, out of this, show you and hopefully manage to tag the relevant people, including Colourful Mother of Three, in the Japanese Korean colouring tag. Hopefully I do all that right. It's my first proper colour tag, colour along, so I'm a bit nervous I'm going to do it wrong, but I hopefully haven't, and I'm going to show you what I've done. So stop waffling on and get to the point. Now this is the first page I did, and I went through the entire book, and I, as you saw on my last video, did a bit of a show and tell. Now this is the page that I picked. So here we have the four skating girls and the cat. Now this is the one that they have chosen to illustrate here, and then here at the bottom is my illustration that I have to share with you today. So this was a really tricky one because usually when I'm doing my colouring, a lot, in particularly books like Hannah Carlson or and in particular what I've been doing recently with a lot of Carla Magana's, when I use my pencils, I tend to go in very dark and very heavy and really give it some intensity. Now with these books I found, now I don't know whether this is because I'm basing it off the top page of how they've coloured the page. I'm sorry about the shadowing. So if you can see, they've done it all in very, very soft colours, like very muted. And so, because I'm not really used to that, I found it a bit difficult, but I kind of wanted to kind of go with more of that Japanesey, Korean style colouring. So not necessarily as dark and as strong as I have been doing. So what I did is I tried to go a bit lighter with my pencil colouring, and this is what I came up with. Yeah, funnily enough, I asked my husband, well, what do you think? Because this is my first one and I'm not sure. I'm not very confident either when I'm doing these, you know, and I was very worried that I was going to do a page in this book and it was going to go wrong and it was going to ruin it. But he said overall it was good, but funnily enough, what he said is he didn't like the snow, these little snow, the snow that I put on mine. Well, the reason I did it, he thought it kind of looked a bit out of place compared to obviously their lighter version, and I kind of agree. But the reason I did my snow is because if you see on their version, it gives you like that very soft grey background, and the page that you have to colour is basically like this, but the background obviously isn't already coloured in. So it was, because it's so big as well, I just didn't know if I could fit it all on, and I wanted it to be nice. I just didn't really fancy doing all that, shading the trees as well, putting extra brush pencil strokes on the trees to make them look more in line with the picture. So I just ended up leaving it And I'm not sure whether I should have done that, whether I should have just carried on and done here what they've done with the grey, warm muted grey effect. But anyway, I picked this page because it has obviously pinched rosy cheeks, and we have also got mittens and gloves. Well, I suppose in this case just mittens here, but I thought this was really cute and it appealed to me as the first good page to do for that colour, colour along for the hashtag scavenger hunt. I thought it was a very good one to kick it off with, and fairly easy compared to some of the other pages in this book. I decided to do a bit of shading with her coat. I also added on the this herringbone effect on her tights, because if you see they've done just stripes on the tights, but I wanted something a bit different. I did the cat primarily the same, but obviously when you're using different pencils, the colours are going to turn out different to what they have in there. So mine has come out a lot more bright and a lot more of a, I suppose more of a brighter Christmas kind of colour theme altogether. But I'm really quite happy with it. Apart from the snow, I just wish I hadn't put the snow as it was. That's kind of got to be a bit, but other than that, I think it's quite good. I decided to, instead of doing her with grey polka dot tights, I decided to do her with bright pink polka dot tights. And then what else have I done with that? And then just outlined it very fine with this pen, which funnily enough turned up out of nowhere. It's called a Shireen. Funnily enough, it looks like a Japanese or Chinese pen, but it's actually very good to do the very fine details, because I didn't want to be too heavy on this, so it works very well for that. As you can see, you get quite a big tip there, but I've just been primarily using the very, very fine point to do mine in, which has worked quite well for this page. And overall, I'm quite happy with my first attempt. As I say, never really coloured these books in before. I was very nervous, but I think overall I'm quite happy with that. And I'm also very sorry for the absence. So with that, I'm going to try and tag Colourful Mother of Three and her Korean, Japanese colouring tags, and basically add all that stuff in. And then I'll be back and probably do another one in her February scavenger hunt. I don't know what the theme of that is going to be yet, but I can't wait to find out. And hopefully, given it's a 4 seasons book, I should be able to find something within this that will fit in with the themes. And then I will be also back on Sunday to show you the colouring pages I've done for this week. Bye!